where did desires come from? When God created you, I'll tell you this. When God created you, He gave you desires. Desires are from God.
Desires.
See, that's what I said.
Wow.
Desires are from. What causes us to disobey is when this desire is not fulfilled.
Listening.
What?
By
No,
God.
just say something.
Or if you go out of your way to fulfill this desire. Okay? For example, you have desire for food, okay?
Of course.
And you're told, wait for lunch, we will give you food. But the desire for food is all right, okay? Now, this desire, if it is fulfilled by God, it is fulfilled at the right time. Right means and right quantity. Okay? When this desire is from God. So when it is fulfilled by God, it's at the right time, the right means, and the right quantities. Okay? Or right measure. Call this measure. Okay? Now, the enemy comes and tells you, you don't have to wait for all this. You can go to the fridge, steal some food, all right? You eat, listen, you eat at the wrong time,
No right
okay?
time.
You eat at the wrong time, not in the right means, and you overeat.
I mean, when you're pointing at people.
Now, do you see why?
That's
Listen,
right.
do you see why a desire becomes evil? A desire becomes evil when it's not done at the right time, according to God. It's not done in the right means that God has provided, and it's not done in the right measure that God has allowed. Then that desire becomes evil. And the enemy takes advantage of your desires. When you do not understand the obedience and the commandments of God, your desires become displaced. And they rule you. And they rule you because you have lost control. And so you see a box of donuts, and rather than just taking one, you want to take 3. And you're so happy and you say, I'm going to eat all of them.
Okay, so you know when your mom cooks new food and you don't have to eat those leftovers, and she cooks some rice and beans or something like that. And so you're putting your food. How do you know when you put too much food if only people can tell you how much food you put? I know.
Until you're satisfied.
Yeah, they keep saying, oh, you can put how much food you want. There's a lot of food.
No.
But like, how can you know
No.
you're overeating?
Now,
Because you're
number one, God created you and wrote His commandments in your heart. And so, without being told, you know when enough is enough. The problem is you do not want to listen to that voice. You are driven by desires that are out of control. And so you keep on adding because in this life you have been taught to want. Mine. What were the first words you said when you're growing up, when you started learning to talk? Mine. And so from those young days, you have learned to grab. You have learned to be
selfish.
That's why they make sure my name rhymes with it.
it becomes a very bad spirit of gluttony. All you want is mine.
I heard it before.
Mine. And so throughout you have grown to know whenever you get an opportunity, you go to a party and there are all these good things. You're buying pizza, instead of eating 2, you want to eat 3, 4, 5, unnecessary.
And then eat the whole
4 is enough.
Whenever